love what we do here, and one of the biggest things is to mentor, take an up-and-coming rising star and give them the tools of somebody that's super knowledgeable and knows what they're doing. We call it mentoring, and today we get to have our very, very seasoned rock star mentor joining us. Rahul Sonnad's joining us. So, Rahul, you're in a new business.
Yes.
We're in a new studio.
Yep.
I told you your last business would fail. I was right.
Yes.
Because you know why? Your heart wasn't into it.
That may be right, yes.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to get your heart into a business when it's not doing well.
and when you adopt it that way, too, because you were brought into it to clean it all up. So we don't even need to mention it. Your new business, your heart is into it.
That's right.
Right? Tesloop.
Yes.
You want to explain what that is?
Sure. At Tesloop, what we're doing is building the world's first sustainable transportation network. So we're providing city-to-city transportation all in Tesla vehicles that are electric and sustainable.
Pretty exciting. Did you notice how Tesla's changing their name?
I saw they got a new domain.
They're dropping the word motors.
Yeah, because now they're doing cars and
fuel cells and all that. So it's Tesla,
yes.
Which is kind of what Apple did, if you remember. They did in 1997, right? They dropped the name and all that. So the same concept, which is a good brand to be working with.
Yes, we love the brand.
I know you and we, and quite frankly, your son's the one who really came up with the idea.
He did.
Yeah, I love that even more.
Yeah.
So it's going well. People want to find out more. If you want to go between, let's say, Los Angeles and Vegas, or Los Angeles and what's some other
We're going to start Palm Springs next month, and you just go to tesloop.com.
And how much does it cost?
So Palm Springs will be between $30 and $40 one way, one seat, and Las Vegas is between $70 and $85 one way, one seat.
It's cheaper than Uber.
Yeah, so an Uber to Palm Springs would probably be $200.
Yeah, well, that means it is cheaper then, right?
Yes.
So it's good to have you here. You are, you're going to be mentoring our protege. What is your name?
Hi, I'm Sandy Dapoz.
Hey, Cindy, how are you?
Good, how are you?
So first thing you said, hey, I'm Canadian, I got a gift for you.
Oh, absolutely.
You did right away. She gave me a bat. It was awesome. I love that. What is your product? What is your company?
Volt Matchmaking dating service.
Okay.
So I started in Greater Toronto area, and I just recently expanded out to LA.
I love Toronto, okay? Is Toronto are you now the big fish in a small pond?
Getting there.
Yeah. Do you know much about the dating industry, the dating service industry role?
I actually do. I spent some time really digging into it.
Okay. Why are you shy right now? It's like you're shy and very conservative. What's the deal with that? He is, I think, nervous, okay? So we're going to go through this process and ask some questions, okay? And find out exactly where we can help your business out, okay? People want to find out, are you on Twitter or Instagram? Or
yes.
Where can we find you personally?
So on Twitter, it's at Sandy Dapoz.
Okay.
And then also on Instagram, Sandy Dapoz.
Okay, is that your real name? Because that's a cool name.
Yes.
All right, so Cindy, let's go through a series of questions. Rahul, you're first with the questions. What do you have?
Yeah, so my first question is, you just kind of came out to LA to expand the business, and what's the goal behind that? Like why LA and why two cities?
Oh my goodness, where do I start? So the reason why for LA, I feel like there's a strong connection for me. You guys are very entrepreneurial here, very devoted, hard worker, but not just hardworking and being stressed, working smarter compared to the Greater Toronto area. So I feel there's more opportunities for me here. Obviously, for someone mentoring me within my business, but also my ideal type of clientele is here. And the reason for that is the population is quadruple compared to Greater Toronto area. So your population is 18.8 million here compared to Greater Toronto area. And Greater Toronto area, I'm including the little surrounding cities, Oakville, Burlington, and it's
but Chicago's got a larger population than Toronto. Atlanta does. I mean, there's a whole bunch of other cities you could have picked. Why Los Angeles?
And it all actually started, I went on one show in LA, Modern Man LA Talk Radio. So from there, it just progressed. And the way I run my business myself, I'm very genuine, and I let my business grow organically.
Do you understand this type of business? I mean, seriously, Rahul, do you understand? Because it could be a very lucrative business.
Yes.
Because it's kind of the headhunting business. Are you familiar with that, the placement business?
Yes.
So in the placement business, they make between 25 $1,000 to $100,000 by placing somebody.
Yeah.
What is your average fees?
Oh my goodness. Well, I usually don't disclose my fees because
Well, we're here to help you, so we need to know what's your average on an average.
on average,
Yeah.
it starts at 5,000.
About 5,000?
5,000, but there's very.
But that sounds very low, actually.
It's very, well, first of all, I am startup. I like to be reasonable, but also there's different types of packages. So it all depends on my type of clientele. What are their needs? What do they want? What are they looking for? And what I mean by packages, do they require a makeup artist? Do they need a photographer?
Okay. So you understand, so it's modulated, okay?
Yep.
Okay, but I'm just gonna say, in your industry, don't feel uncomfortable. I'm just right now validating
Yeah.
your prices are actually at 5,000. That's a very low entry price. People are listening right now. I'm just gonna let you know. I know people that pay as much as $250,000
Absolutely,
to go through
yeah.
this process. So you're a fraction of all of them. Rahul, go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir.
But also, sorry, I believe, so if you compare, like, it's American, compare Canadian dollar. So obviously the pricing is going to range from city to city, country to country. And then, like I said, it's based on the clientele needs. So it's a variable. It fluctuates.
And it's called Vault Connections Matchmaking.
Correct.
And people go to vaultconnections.com? That's where they go.
.ca.
.ca. What do you think about that? Got to change that to a .com?
I don't know if it needs to be .com, but .ca is unusual.
Well, it's a Canadian extension.
Yeah.
What? Grill, you are nervous. Why are you so nervous? Look at your posture is good and everything. What's the deal with you? I'm serious. Look at you. Your hands. I've never seen him like
maybe-
this.
Oh my goodness.
He's been on the show like
Maybe
30
it was
times.
like
Well,
what
we were
do you call
chatting
it?
prior
Like-
to getting
yeah,
on
yeah,
set, so
yeah,
maybe I ruffled his
like
feathers a little bit.
pre-hypnotic suggestions. He's like,
Really?
you're shy and nervous.
Yeah, don't be shy or nervous right now. It's,
All right.
it's radio. I need to have your gregarious,
All right.
bombastic self come out. Can you do that, please?
Yes.
Okay. Revenue, we understand that what you're charging is about 5. To maintain a business, you have to have clientele.
Absolutely.
Right?
Constantly.
And like Rahul's business, clientele is really important, and he uses tools like the web to find a lot of his clientele. Do you agree with me on that?
Yep.
How are you finding your clientele?
Everywhere. Personally, like, I'm very involved within the community and networking. So I'm involved in the Burlington Chambers and meetups, and then also it's a word of mouth, and as you stated, within the internet.
Rahul Sonnad's joining us, and he is been on the show like 30 times. And for some reason, he's a shy third grader right now, and I don't know why. Will you please come out and just kind of, I need that.
All
Superman.
right.
There it is.
Here you go.
I love it.
All right. No
Okay.
more Mr. Shy Guy.
No more Mr. Shy Guy,
Yeah.
okay? Because your job is to mentor this protege who is back and forth from Canada. And understand, when you're in Canada, you're kind and nice, and you say sorry over and over. You did say sorry 3 times, by the way.
Oh, that's a good thing.
You're not going to apologize for that? No?
No.
People can find your company. Where do they go?
Website, www.vaultconnection.ca.
And so, Sandy, you are in LA and in Toronto back and forth.
Correct.
That's what you do.
Yes.
You're building bases on both places.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And Rahul, what we were doing is right before we took a break, we started talking a little about how to meet people, because theoretically, her inventory, her product are people,
Yeah.
right? Very similar to what Google is. Their product is people too. So how would you go about meeting the right people? You said meetups and things like that. But meetups, you have to go to places where people are going to afford $5, $10, $15, $20,000. That may not be the best places.
Well, yeah, I think you've got probably 2 challenges. One is you want to get your paying customers who maybe aren't there, but then you want to get people they will connect with, which may well be there, because I don't think they're necessarily looking for people who've got.
You're absolutely right. So there's 2 categories. So when it comes to speed dating, that's anyone, right? But also when it comes to my matchmaking service, I'm exclusive. I just don't accept anybody. It's more, the higher rank, classy, elegant type of clientele, which you're correct, in LA, it's different. I'm not going to utilize the Business Commerce Chamber compared to what I would utilize in Greater Toronto area. So I'm realizing now, I'm discovering in LA, I have to go to the exclusive clubs. And in order for me to get the exclusive clubs, I gotta be sponsored, and you have to be more recognized and connect.
Well, probably like Soho House.
Okay.
Well, environments
Or
like
Soho
that.
and
Right?
that.
But competition, is it fierce out here?
You know what? The way I view it, every business has competition, and that's a good thing. You know why?
Why?
Because that makes me more eager. I have to be stand out. I gotta be more unique. That is my drive.
Don't you love that? Come on, Rahul.
So how do you convince somebody to pay $5,000?
A minimum.
Minimum. Yeah, and why not 10 or 50 or more? Like, how do you
why
figure
that price
out?
point?
So, well, as I stated, the price, it varies on the type of clientele, their needs. And I am startup, I am very genuine, I am down to earth.
So you're using this as a base to really get your business going.
True.
Right? No, that's okay. We understand that. I mean, I publicly speak, right? And I could get now $25,000 to $30,000 publicly speak, but for 3 years I had to speak for free to get that momentum going.
But the way I view, what is the price tag? What is the cost of love? When
that sounds like a movie title.
But the way I view it, like, so that when the clients come to me, they're at the point, they're exhausted. They already invested so much time and energy with an online dating, and also the profits, like the cost. It costs online dating.
Are you good at it?
Am I good at what?
At your job. Are you really good at it?
Absolutely.
So,
and you know why?
Why?
Because I'm passionate about it.
So here's the deal. What I generally do is I take Rahul and I put him in a scenario to where he helps businesses grow. Okay, he puts a lot of time and effort into this. And to validate, he either gets a piece of the business or he works with them on some type of advisory role. Wouldn't it be better if you set him up and then you come back in a couple of, I'm serious, and like a month from now.
Set him up. Okay.
No, we got to find love for this guy.
Aww.
Oh no, I'm being serious. I've seen this guy. It's a roller coaster ride.
People are like shyness, clearly.
No, because he hasn't been shy. But I mean, the stories you will hear of the women that he has dated, it would be a Marvel comic scene of either villains or scary people. Rahul?
Yes.
Yes, am I right?
I have some good stories.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But I think over the course, and this way you can get back on here and validate that even somebody handsome, smart, he's loaded, he's got a good company, but he's shy. Can you actually fix somebody like that?
When it comes down to me matchmaking somebody, I like to ensure that they're not just mentally and physically, like they have to be mentally and physically ready.
He's ready.
Oh.
Are you ready?
I would have to sit with them one-on-one, you know, it's private.
And I would like that.
But if they're not mentally and physically ready, it doesn't matter who I'm going to match them up with. It's not going to work. It could be the perfect person, the perfect match. It ain't going to work.
But listen to what I'm saying. I'm giving you an opportunity to say somebody who I know, okay? And I'll vouch for him. He's not a nut job. He's not an Uber driver. I'm going to vouch for him, and I'm going to tell you that he's a good guy to be with. We just got to find someone. And what I'll do is you're going to work with him, almost mentor him in some ways. And then we're going to come back next time you're out in LA, and we're going to find out, one, as a business person, where you would enhance the business.
Yep.
Okay? If you think the revenue model is justifiable for where she's going. Okay, is it a reasonable model? And then what is her ARPU, which means what? Average
revenue per user.
That's right. And ARPU is very important in your business, meaning you got this funnel. Okay, your funnel is you got your 5,000 entry, and then as you boil down, which gets more narrow and narrow, is where the upsells are, whatever that is. So if he can help understand that and tweak that for you, theoretically, your technique doesn't just have to be LA and Toronto. True. Right?
No, I'm definitely open to that. I'm always open to, you know, learning new things within my business. But also, yeah, I am looking for a mentor. I find I'm struggling to find a great mentor, because when I find a mentor, you have to understand my business concept, my goals, my values.
Is it unique than other matchmaking services?
Yes.
It is.
It's old-fashioned.
Whoa, what does that mean? It's old-fashioned? I've never heard of that before. What do you mean it's old-fashioned?
There's a lot of dating services now. It's all about online dating and pictures. Pictures doesn't disclose what you're looking for, who you are, what is your personality.
No?
Just because I show you a gorgeous female doesn't mean you're going to connect. Who's to say your values and your core values are the same?
Absolutely.
It ain't.
And what's nice about Rahul, and I'm not, it's like I'm setting you up right now, okay? It is most of the people that you're going to meet, especially even through his company Tesloop, which I think is a very interesting recruitment tool in some ways for you too. People that want to write in Tesla. He is cerebrally energized. Does that make sense? And I think, does that make sense? You know what I just said? Rahul, it means your brain. Brain, the cerebral, it's the part of your brain. Wow. What is going on here? I've never
are
seen
you
this.
open to this? Like, I'm definitely, I'm willing, I'm open. We never even asked.
Did you get a girlfriend
We're
now?
just assuming.
Do you have a girl? I didn't think so. You're open to this, right?
Yes.
Are you truly desiring a relationship, or
See the
what is your
terminology
obstacle?
she's using? See, are you truly...
Yes, I'm physically and mentally ready for
Yeah, but that's you're still.
relationship.
No, here's the problem. He's got baggage. How do you work with that?
Wait,
Everybody
what
has
baggage do you have?
baggage.
What baggage?
You got no baggage?
No, I don't know.
Oh, I thought you had some baggage. You must have gotten rid of it all.
I don't think I have any baggage.
I love putting you on the spot. Okay, so here's the deal.
I have Burning Man bins.
Yeah, well, this is what we're going to do. Over how long would, on an average, does it take for you to really understand the individual?
Oh my goodness, I could sit down right now within an hour.
No, you don't say that. That's boy, are you easy to read, apparently.
Yeah, we already sat down.
No, as you go through the process, how long will it take for you to do an assessment on somebody like Rahul?
An hour.
And then how long will it take for you to go through the process to start identifying who might work for him? Because he's going to have to go on dates and do all
True.
this type of stuff too. On an average, is this a 2-month process, a 1 month, a 6-month process? What do you think it
So
is?
in order for me to connect with my client, I would say anywhere half hour to an hour.
Okay, got the connection
And
point.
yes, and then in order to match them, it's based on their needs and their flexibility. What location? Are you willing to connect with somebody in Greater Toronto, or do you just want a designated area? So
it should be in Los Angeles. I don't want him to go. I'm
true.
selfish
So
now.
see, it's LA, right? And then 3 weeks to a month.
3 weeks to a
You
month.
say you actually do your matching in 3 weeks to a month?
Yes.
That's really quick.
That does sound pretty fast. You know, because
Yeah.
she's on,
I mean, that's way
Tinder, and
faster
Bumble,
than-
and Luxy.
No, the
and
way
all
it
those-
is.
industry standard,
so
right?
when I meet with my clients, I have to.
We're not putting you on the spot in a bad
Oh, no,
way,
no,
okay?
no, it's okay. I have
got
to
it.
connect with them.
Yeah.
If I can't connect with them, I can't take them as a client. And to me, it's trust. You have to trust me. And
I trust you. Do you trust? Yeah.
I trust her.
Yeah.
oh, thank you.
But you understand this is a little unique in a situation
Mm-hmm.
because he's going to be watching you on how you do things too.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to get 2 assessments on both sides.
think
Okay,
it's
so
cool.
when we come back together, which we'll set up a date,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to find out how your business is through the eyes of an entrepreneur. Sold one of his business for over $100 million.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to tell us basically if he should just give up on dating.
Oh, no, I'll never go up.
No, I'm just kidding. But you know what I'm saying. We're going to assess on both sides. Because as I look at you first, you're so approachable in that Canadian side of things, which means people's defenses go down, and you could start looking at people and start identifying them. Problem is, reality TV has really taken apart your industry.
So, no, nothing against reality shows, but to me, that's not my niche. That's not my area.
But don't you think it has hindered your industry? Don't you think so? You actually know who I'm talking about. She's actually come to our group and spoken. She has a very prominent reality show around dating. She has somewhat stereotyped that industry, right? And I'm wondering if that's something you have to get over that hump and say, I am nothing like that, and let me show you how.
I would think, correct me if I'm wrong, it depends on your business goals. It all comes down to what do you want to do with your business? Where do you want it to go? We all have different, goals within our business.
Okay. So people want to find you. Who is the right customer for you?
Oh my goodness, where do I even start? Somebody that truly, truly wants and is ready for a relationship.
Okay. It's too vague. You're going to have to work on that.
You think
Yeah?
so? It's vague?
Yeah, because a customer, I can tell you who's going to buy a Ford compared to somebody that's going to buy a Tesla. I'll tell you what that customer is. It's not someone who's looking for a car, right? And what you just did is you're saying, hey, if anyone's ready for love.
But then again, you're comparing a product compared to a service. I don't think that's relevant.
Well, but that's fine. I can tell you the same thing when it comes to going to a gym. There's a difference between Equinox and LA Fitness.
Oh,
Right?
Yeah, but you must be looking for people who value their time a lot, don't want to spend inordinate
I would
amounts
say,
of it.
see, we're basing it now on a price tag.
No,
And-
not at all. We could even remove the price tag.
Yeah.
And we can say this is an elite service or a preferred service.
Correct.
You don't even have to say price tag.
Right.
And you could say this is for the time-sensitive individual that realizes, let me give you the best saying my father ever told me, okay? He's told me a ton of them. A professional is expensive, but an amateur is a fortune. And too many of us are amateurs, and we're spending a fortune in our time. People want to find out more, where do they go?
www.voltconnection.ca.
And where they want to go for you?
Tesloop.com.